Xbox is going through some major problems right now. They're facing tons of backlash over the Game Pass price increases. They've had to cancel tons of games and go through layoffs, and it looks like Halo Studios is facing some major issues because a ton of the big names have left. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, a lot of studios within the video game industry are going through problems. They are laying off staff, canceling titles, and Xbox has been pretty bad about this. And we don't know the exact situation here because it looks like it could be a little bit deeper than just a few layoffs. So let's start off with Melissa Boone. This is somebody who we've talked about at length. They are the chief of staff, or they were, and they're now a principal researcher at Riot Games. And the reason this person faced backlash wasn't because she was black, wasn't because she was a woman, but because she isn't somebody who is a game developer. She isn't somebody who seems to care about the state of the industry unless she can make money off of it. She says on her LinkedIn, "Hi, I'm Melissa, a social scientist with a passion for games, entertainment, and media, so a fraud. We explore what it means to be human via stories and art. It only makes sense that studying humans meaningfully shapes how we make art. I've been in the games industry for a decade. The majority of that time spent in games research. I spent 10 years at Xbox Research. My work there spanned across games of several genres, devices, services, and even tools for creators and modders. This expansive set of work has given me the unique perspective on the games industry, and I'm incredibly grateful to have gotten such diverse experience at Xbox, but it doesn't look like they're there anymore because if we take a look at their experience, it says as of September 2025, they are principal insights researcher at Riot, though they were only at Halo or Xbox for about 2 years, which definitely isn't a good look. Now, again, they were at Microsoft for quite a few years before that, but at the same time, we know that Halo is going through a very big problem right now. A lot of people aren't looking forward to remakes and reboots, and that's the direction that they seemingly want to go in. And of course, they really just use Halo as a means to promote their social agendas. They put rainbow skins and say, oh my gosh, it's Pride Month. Congratulations, everybody who is a part of this month and everybody who celebrates it. But yet, they're not updating their games with new maps or modes or armors or guns or content. They really abandoned their games and really just use them to push an agenda, which is of course, very sad to see, but she is not the only person that is now gone from Halo because we know that a 17-year veteran developer has abruptly left and declares the full story will come out next year once it is safe to do so, which doesn't just sound like they were laid off. It doesn't sound like they faced some problems just because the games were not, moving fast enough in development. It seems that there was some very bad drama. So he said, as of today, and after 17 long years, I am officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There is little more I can say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics or values, and no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. As always, I'll be here to talk if you need to talk. And as you can see on his LinkedIn, he was the art director for 343 Industries from April 2010 to October 2025, and he was the senior concept artist at Bungie from 2008 to 2010. So he has been with Halo pretty close to the beginning, and it seems that he was extremely passionate. He was there for the creation of some of the best Halo games, and he did also see through some of the worst. Though this definitely doesn't strike me as just a layoff situation. We also had heard not that long ago that the new game was in development hell. In another report emerging from Microsoft's layoffs, Halo Studios is said to have lost several employees. Tensions are apparently high within the studio, and the Halo devs are reportedly unhappy with the quality of the next game. So that definitely doesn't bode well. The report sheds light on increased tensions within the studio, with one employee reportedly saying, "I'm personally super pissed that Phil's email to us bragged about how this was the most profitable year ever for Xbox in the same breath as pulling the lever. I wasn't sure what part of that I was supposed to be proud of, and it sounds like things were far from smooth within the developer prior to Microsoft's announcement, as the source says that they don't think anybody is really happy about the quality of the product right now. There have been lots of tension and pep talks trying to rally folks to ship, and with the news that this veteran is going to give his side of the story next year, it sounds like he might have been the employee that reached out to the media back in July saying this project was not going the way that they anticipated. And when you pair that with the other problems that Xbox is going through right now, this is a disaster. They should not be losing the vets that they have who actually saw them through their best days. They should be keeping them around as much as possible, and they definitely didn't do that here. And of course, Xbox is facing some pretty big problems right now with Game Pass, with the rumors circulating that they want out of the console business and they just want to sell third-party games and software. But the price hikes have been so bad that they crashed the membership site due to widespread cancellations. We've seen people talking on social media about how they are no longer going to be heavily supporting Xbox in the future, and they're just going to buy these games very sparsely. They don't want to contribute to this just absolutely insulting system that we see is in place, where they promise, oh, we're not going to raise prices even after these major purchases, and then they go ahead and do that, which is just a slap in the face to their customers. And I completely understand why Xbox is not really delivering on all of their promises. They're not delivering consistent high quality experiences, and sure, they do have some good games, and I love a lot of their series, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for them. We know the Ultimate Game Pass tier will now cost $29.99 per month, which makes an annual subscription $360, which, of course, when we were asking for the 360 days back, this is not what we meant, but that is close to the price of a Series S console after the recent increase, and that means that they expect you to pay for games for a year at that price when you could technically buy a console with that. And I get that individual games are $70, but if there are not enough games that pique your curiosity on Game Pass, it is nowhere close to being worth $30 a month. And when their big launches are games like Avowed and Call of Duty and The Outer Worlds, yeah, it's probably not worth the price, because we saw Avowed came out and that was really mediocre, didn't capture people's attention the way they expected. Outer Worlds 2 has already faced a major backlash, and Call of Duty, you get the same experience basically with every single iteration. They never really improve the way that they promise, and it just is looking pretty dire for Xbox at this point. Now, will we see more people end up leaving Xbox Studios, and in this case specifically 343 that was turned into Halo Studios? Who knows? But it's definitely not a good look when somebody who's only been in this position for 2 years has now left, and you've also got industry veterans abandoning ship and then saying that they have a story that they want to tell. And I'm very curious to see when he releases it next year what that story is going to be. But they are supposed to be announcing a new Halo in October and kind of showing us the future of Halo. So I don't know if that's going to go over well, especially after getting this news. Only time will tell, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.